A dozen tank cars ignite in North Dakota. Thick black smoke rolls from the wreckage as 5 explosions rock the town. The collision occurred after a train derailed and a train hauling oil ran into it. Railroads and unions start arguing about precision scheduled railroading. PSR resulted in staffing cuts, resulting in companies enacting strict attendance policies. These policies eliminate free time, requiring workers to be on call for weeks on end. Workers complain of stress and fatigue. Due to precision scheduled railroading, shippers complain about poor service and delays. Workers are concerned with safety due to reduced inspections. 20,000 railroad workers were laid off in 2019. Large railroads employed 30% fewer workers in 2022 versus 2018. PSR also directly impacts safety due to increased train length, up to miles long in cases. This leads to derailments as well as crew stress and fatigue due to the enormous difficulty of operating trains at that length, for which the North American Railroad Network was not designed. Unions representing 17,000 workers threaten to strike. Burlington Northern sues and wins a restraining order preventing the union strike. Norfolk Southern announces $10 billion in stock buybacks and raises its dividend while refusing to provide its workers with basic benefits such as paid sick leave. The Netflix movie White Noise was released, describing a train wreck, an evacuation, and an airborne toxic event. Biden announces a deal to solve the railroad strike. The deal was announced before being ratified by the unions. After firmly rejecting his deal, Biden told Congress to pass the agreement into law. The House passed the agreement along with an amendment requiring 7 days paid sick leave. The next day, the Senate passed the agreement with only 1 day of sick leave. The next day, President Biden signed the agreement, or disagreement really, into law. A McGill University professor described his message to rail workers as, "Shut up and get back to work." The Biden administration's disagreement was condemned by over 500 labor historians in an open letter to Joe Biden and Secretary of Labor Marty Walsh. Precisely 1 month before East Palestine explodes, the CDC releases an updated toxic profile for vinyl chloride, 17 years after the previous update.